Good afternoon, I'm Emma Vardy. Hospitals across the south have been criticised by patient groups for the amount of money they've raised from parking charges. This year, the University Hospitals Southampton NHS Trust made over £3 million, the third highest earner in the country. Oxford University Hospitals didn't publish this year's figures, but made almost £4 million the previous year, while Royal Surrey raised £1.5 million. Anjana Gadgil is here. Anjana, why are these figures so high?
Well, that's exactly what patients are asking today, Emma. The Patient Association says that hospitals are taking increasing amounts of money from sick and vulnerable people. So 90 trusts provided the figures, and they made £120 million this year. That's an increase of 5% on the year before. They include Southampton University Hospitals Southampton, which raised £3.5 million, of which over £1 million was from staff. However, some large trusts in the south, Oxford University Hospitals NHS Foundation Trust and Royal Surrey, failed to provide figures. But last year we know that Oxford, which includes the John Radcliffe, which we can see here, raised nearly £4 million, while Royal Surrey made £1.4 million.
So how do the hospitals justify these costs?
Well, we've spoken to the Royal Surrey County Hospitals Trust today, and they say that all the money they make is ploughed back into patient care. They say their car parks are expensive to run, and ideally they wouldn't charge. The Department of Health have said that patients and families shouldn't have to deal with the added stress of unfair parking charges. They say that concessions should be in place for those people who most need them.
Anjana, thank you. Meanwhile, St Mary's Hospital on the Isle of Wight has declared a significant incident amid very high pressure on its services. The status is more serious than a black alert and was issued overnight. No beds are currently available and ambulances aren't able to hand over patients at A&E. The hospital says it's responding to the situation and is still treating people, but is urging the public to go to their pharmacist or GP for non-emergencies or to call 111. Churches in Bournemouth are joining forces to help rough sleepers. The project, Sleep Safe, is running for 6 months and it has already helped 13 people off the street. Sophia Seth paid them a visit.
Dishing up a hot meal and having a comfortable bed to sleep in. Most of us take this for granted, but for those sleeping rough, it's a luxury. But now churches in Bournemouth have come together to offer just that.
Our goal here is to help people get off and stay off the street, getting accommodation, finding somewhere to work. All of those things we've seen people over the last few weeks sorting out because they've had a decent night's sleep.
The project Sleep Safe is running for 6 months and involves 7 churches across Bournemouth. Each church takes a night a week, offering 12 beds to rough sleepers. 45-year-old Stuart has been on and off the streets for 15 years.
I've seen friends of mine beaten up, stabbed. I've been stabbed. Sleep Safe have helped me make a plan of action for me to move on and be independent. And it's working pretty good. I've got 2 interviews this week.
The charity says rough sleeping is a growing concern in Bournemouth, and although the council had provisions to help, the churches felt it was their turn to step in. Sophia Seth, BBC South Today, Bournemouth.
Well, we saw some foggy conditions out on the roads today and a number of accidents. Let's take a look at what the weather's doing for the rest of the afternoon. Here's B. Tucker.
Hello, good afternoon. Well, we have had some fairly disruptive fog this morning and some of that is still lingering, particularly up towards parts of Oxfordshire, North Berkshire. Further south, we are seeing quite a bit of sunshine and I think that will have an impact on the temperatures. So where you have seen the sunshine, highs of 9 or 10 degrees, but rather chilly up at around 4 or 5. If you are still stuck underneath that fog. And as we go through tonight with largely clearing skies, it is going to turn rather chilly and rather murky again, some mist and fog reforming. I think most towns and cities will hover just that little bit above freezing, but rurally we could see 1 or 2 spots getting down as low as -1 or -2. So I think tomorrow we'll have a foggy start, then we should see a little bit more in the way of sunshine as the day goes on. Friday does look like a largely cloudy day, and as we head through the weekend towards New Year's Eve, we do start to drag in some milder air. So I think we'll see more cloud, the temperatures will climb, and where you do get some breaks, 1 or 2 spots could hit 10 or 11 degrees. Have a good afternoon.
Well, that's it from me. We'll have more regional news for you at 6:20 this evening. Whatever you're doing for the rest of the day, have a good afternoon.